Gee, I think it's time for me to can up some turkey. This is from December 2010. I'm going to clean my fresh killed turkey. It's probably 3 years old, for God's sake. Frozen turkey, so I gotta clean that out, wash it out, not with soap and water, just rinse it out. I want you to know, this turkey was in the refrigerator for 3 days. And guess what? She's frozen. So I'm gonna have to work on her for a while with cold water. When I went and got my food sanitation manager's license here in Illinois, I had to get that because I wanted to teach my students how to make pretzels. So they actually made me go for a 5-day class to get a manager's license that most people need for restaurants, to teach my kids how to make pretzels. But hey, I got one. And this is how you defrost under running water. You know what? It's hot. Even with the air conditioning on, it's pretty hot here. So since I'm really only interested in cooking my bird for canning, I'm going to put it in here. There we go. Finally got her defrosted. Good old girl. And since I'm not really concerned about presentation with this bird, because all I want to do is can it, this is just going to be the way it's going to be. And it's going in my oven at 350 with a lid on it. And we'll cook it. See how long it takes. Okay, I got the bird in the pan. I set it to 350. We'll see. I never cooked a bird like this either. It's very strange. I've never made a turkey in July. I've never cooked a turkey in electric roast. Holy cow. I went out to the porch out on my deck and I thought I'd see if there's any peppers. There's a lot of them. Well, this is it. My whole zucchini crop. My turkey. Totally and completely cooked. Okay, so here's our turkey after a night in the refrigerator. Oh, it's slowly getting cut up, and my turkey is growing. I wanted you to see this. Here's my tool again. I throw everything in this pan, all the bones, all the skin, anything that I'm not actually calling meat. And I'm going to fill it up with water, and I'm going to make a huge pot of stock. And what I don't use in the canning of the actual turkey soup, I'm going to use in jars as stock. And I'm way down to the turkey. So I'm going to throw that in there. Now, so that my broth can be nice and clear, because I do find that my well water, I don't like the looks of what my soup always comes out with. So I learned on somebody's channel to use distilled water. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to learn to distill my own too. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill the pot up. Because I want a lot of broth. Now in here is skin, bones, everything. And when I'm done cooking it up, I'm going to strain it. And then I'll have a nice broth. Then I'll put it in the refrigerator. I'll let the fat rise to the top. I'll remove the fat. You know, I go ahead and add the salt and pepper to my broth ahead of time, because the only way I determine what goes in my soup is by how this broth is going to taste later. So I like to have my salt and pepper in there now. See all the bones, skin? Yeah, I know it looks junky, but it's going to be wonderful. I learned this recipe from a great Greek cook that I used to know. What's going to go into my turkey soup is basically what God saw fit to give me in my garden. This is all the green beans I got. There's no sense in trying to can those up for anything. But I can add it to my soup, and that'll give me more vitamins and nutrients. These will be nice for the soup, so I'm thankful for the bounty that we got. Wasn't what we thought it was going to be, but it's what God gave us. So these are my green beans cleaned up. the chickens get a little bit too. I cut them up in bite-sized pieces. If I didn't have enough to do, right in the middle of canning up my turkey stew or soup, Ted decided he had to have homemade bread, so I had to stop for a while and do that. Okay, so I got my bread made, my pickles picked, my peppers picked, a few zucchinis or squashes, and some of my vegetables chopped up, and now Ted's gonna let me get back to canning my turkey soup. Okay, I have everything in this pot from my garden. So, I even had a bag of those small baby carrots I put in. I put in a can, 2 cans of northern beans, see? And 2 cans of the black beans. I'm gonna go with that today over using potatoes for a change. I always use potatoes. Try something new. Put water in my pressure canner. Throw in some vinegar. I need vinegar in there. We have some pretty harsh well water. I was able to get 8 quarts of the turkey vegetable soup, and I was able to get 12 pints of turkey vegetable soup. Aren't they beautiful? And all I did was use the items in my garden. Now here you see that I have my green beans. The green beans I got out of my garden wasn't enough to can a quart, but I decided to extend it, as us preppers tend to do. So by putting it in my vegetable turkey soup, I was able to extend it a whole lot farther. And that way we get a bite of corn, a bite of carrot, a bite of turkey, a bite of green beans. Geez, I even put green peppers in here. I did put white beans, northern beans. I don't know if you could see that. I put northern beans in there. I put a can of black beans. So I put a little bit of everything in here. And we ate this today, and it's absolutely delicious. I wanted to show you something so you don't get worried. Sometimes when you can, your cans come out like this. We have extremely hard water. I mean, unbelievable. I do use vinegar, but this is what happens. But don't get hysterical. Once your cans cool off, you can wash them, just wash them, and they'll come out nice and shiny. I just use a little soap and water, a scratch pad, and some vinegar. I wash them real good, and they always come out looking nice.